So welcome to another Tokyo Revengers video guys. And yeah, the spoilers for chapter 264 are finally out. Kisaki also appears in this chapter. Many important scenes are shown in this chapter. But I like how Kisaki still plays an important role in the story. And we know how efficiently he handled each and every Toman member. Because that was also Mikey's biggest downfall. But there could be someone other than him behind all this. Yeah, Kisaki and Sanzu have many things in common. Now Mikey's backstory continues again. But there are some significant changes. For example, we saw in the previous chapter that Mikey had no blood on his hand. But it was told in the story of Senju. There stood Mikey, with his hands soaked in blood. Yeah, there have been such changes again. Looks like someone changed the timeline. So let's talk about the spoilers we have. But before we talk about that, as usual guys, I would kindly appreciate it if you can drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go into the video now. So we see Draken and Emma on the front page. I think this is where they meet each other for the first time. Honestly, it makes me happy to see them again. But she is afraid of Draken at first. Looks like he came to see Mikey. So far we've only seen Draken visit Mikey's house. Even in the Tenjiku arc, he and Takemichi went there once. And Baji was already learning dojo there. However, this is the first time we see Draken here. Since he already looked like a delinquent, seeing someone like him in the house suddenly might have scared her. She takes care of everything in the house since Mikey's mother died. But Draken helps her. He tells her something. He might have praised her for doing this works. That's why she blushes. But these two are very important to Mikey. Their loss would have been devastating for him. I think there is something mysterious about the death of the Draken. There's no way a random person would kill someone like him so casually. I personally think Sanzu was involved in his murder. Because now see this picture. All the founding members are here. But Sanzu wasn't the only one with them. He was always with Mikey and Baji. Even after Mikey hurt him, he treated him as normal as ever. But when they first form the gang, he suddenly disappears. I wonder what happened to him at that time. But once again, they all look a bit grown up in this picture. I guess maybe someone changed the timeline. Because Kazutora and Mikey met again during the Valhalla incident. So this may have happened while they were forming the gang. However, now the scene shifts to Shinichiro's bike shop. I think it was this bike that Kazutora and Baji planned to steal. But unfortunately we don't know what he says on this page. I think he's talking about Mikey. Because I don't know how Mikey got to that shop that night. He could have called Mikey. But that's where Mikey suffers another big loss. He sees a crowd around the bike shop. He wonders why they are crowded there. But we know what happened after that. As he goes there, the police arrest Baji and Kazutora. And yeah, I don't need to say this. But I wonder if Sanzu and Kazutora met each other before. I know there is no mystery behind Shinichiro's death. Also Kazutora and Mikey have been friends for a long time. So he knows what Mikey likes. But I personally think someone might have told Kazutora this. But I have to wait till the full chapter is released. Because Kazutora has already fallen victim to Kisaki's manipulation. He trusts some people very easily. Now, we can see Shinichiro's body here. Ken Wakui-sensei shows this for the first time. Many people already predicted this. Since Mikey's mother died, we're now seeing what happened after that. It makes sense that they showed this scene. Shinichiro was the only one who comforted him after his mother. Even in chapter 200, Mikey would have said this. The ones who held that impulse back were probably my older brother, Emma, and Baji. But once again, he did not show his emotions in front of others. He washes his face with water. Yeah, he doesn't want to be weak. Although he wanted to cry, he didn't want others to see it. Not gonna lie, I think this is his main problem. Then, we see this scene of Kisaki. We have already seen this in chapter 183. This is where Kisaki introduces himself to Mikey for the first time. He knows Mikey very well. And he wanted to use Mikey for his own desires. As a result he lost Emma. he would have lost Draken. But Takemichi kept changing the timeline. However, when Draken is on the verge of death, he thinks of the Toman members in his last moments. And we saw this scene of Mikey in it. It appears again in this chapter. This scene seems very important. Because we are now going to see a very important scene. As Mikey and Draken talk about the Toman gang's goal, he is the only one next to Mikey. Now, we can see Sanzu in this scene. Yeah, it's a completely different scenario. In the scene where Sanzu is, it looks like all the Toman gang members have gathered for the meeting. But it's a little interesting that his eyes are on Mikey's scene. He was the only one close to Mikey in the Bonton and current Kanto Manji timeline. Mikey handed him over to the 5th Division captain. But we don't know what Sanzu was doing before that. He just appeared suddenly. Then he started following Mucho. But he still wanted to follow Mikey. He even killed Mucho for betraying Mikey. It was there that he took off his mask for the first time. And we saw his true self. In the end, he was obsessed with Mikey. Maybe. He was jealous of Draken. But he did not have to kill him at that time. Because that's what Kisaki had always planned for. He has already done it successfully many times. But Mikey then fell victim to Kisaki's manipulation. If Sanzu was really obsessed with Mikey, he would surely have planned to kill Kisaki as well. Because he also used Mikey for his own agenda. So yeah, everything about Sanzu is mysterious. Now that we're on Mikey's backstory. I think we'll come to Sanzu's backstory next. He even knows a lot about time leap. Some people said that he is a time leaper. But he needs a trigger for that. Yeah, Mikey is also likely to be a trigger for him. But he is the trigger for Takemichi this time. We don't know why Hanma is actually in this gang. I thought he would play an important role. There are still many things that are not clearly explained. However, in the final leak, all the Toman gang follows Mikey. This scene reminds me of Toman 2nd Gen. We still don't know the full content of the chapter. This means we don't know what the end of this chapter will be. I think the next chapter might also focus on Mikey's backstory. But anyway. Apart from all this, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see in story. And if you guys like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And good luck to all.